going to start by closing our eyes and listen to this dramatic scene.
I'm listening.
I want you to imagine all Somali women are bank robbers and all Somali men are hostage negotiators. Inside the bank, Somali women have held hostage your kid, which is your investment in this world and the next, jar of honey, aka literally and figuratively, wink wink. Your success in life is tied to a woman because a woman can make or break a man, and last but not least, your home. Because a home without a mother is just a desert. Now she will present you with a list of demands of what she wants, which includes everything she's ever heard and seen. Your job as a hostage negotiator is to get all those things she's got held hostage. How do you do it? Today we're going to break it down on Unfinished. How do you prepare for marriage and what steps and actions are needed? What do you think about that?
10 out of 10.
All right.
That's actually my favorite intro so far.
Oh, wow.
Because I would listen to that. I would definitely listen to that.
Well,
I feel like that scenario was highly dramatic.
You're not a bank robber?
I'm not a bank robber. I steal hearts, not money. There's a difference. But the whole negotiating thing, I'm with it. But there's things that you can't negotiate. So, ladies, sit down. Let's have some tea. I'm going to be talking about real life scenarios because, we like to keep it real on Unfinished. So we're going to talk about things that don't make the cut, why that nigga had to go, why he mama crazy. And, my brothers here, they might talk about real life, but I think they're the ones people run away from. But we're going to see, okay?
They run towards me. I don't know what you're saying, but they run towards me.
We should start off by explaining why marriage is important, because we go through life not understanding the value of marriage, and if you don't go into marriage understanding the value of it, you more likely are going to jump right out when you get into it, because it's not easy. It's not easy. And the value of marriage is we are created as pairs. The most successful you are going to be as a man and a woman is together. And it's challenging. It's not easy, but it's beautiful. It's struggle, but you're going to have a lot of ups and downs, and life only gets harder as you age.
So marriage is, to me, half of my deen, right?
Definitely, yeah.
And so when people go spouse seeking, I feel like when you're young and you're naive, you're looking at things that are not long-term, right?
Superficial things, right?
Super superficial. I'm like, he fine as hell. Oh, he liked my Instagram picture. DM, checkmate. That's what I do.
Let's go.
But it's not that easy. I think a lot of people, they get a reality check when they get married. Sometimes I always tell people, I always said I would never get to 25 unmarried.
I used to say I wanted to get married when I was 21. I don't
know where you guys get that early age. First of all, I had to finish university, try to get a job, and then I was like, I have to get married. Plus, my dad had this whole thing: you cannot get job at the marriage doesn't work for me. I didn't bring you here to be a housewife. Go to university. So I kind of rounded it up. You know what I'm trying to say? So I said I'm not gonna pass 25. So hopefully, about Jordan year, you know what I'm trying to say? I wouldn't pass 25. And now that I'm past 25, I mean, I look 19, but it doesn't matter. Now that I'm past 25, I am so happy that I did not get married before 25, because with age comes wisdom, right? You see all the people that got married when they were young, and not that it's their fault or any reason, they didn't bring any calamities upon themselves, but it's really safe to say that the person I was at 21 or 22 and the person I am 30 years old, it's not the same person. I have my vision in life is different. My foundation is much stronger. What I'm looking for in a spouse is different. My haves and have-nots, or my do's or don'ts, are completely different. And because I'm a different person, I tell people, if you're stagnant, if you're the same person at 21, unless you're perfect, like you're on your deen up on the haq and you had your whole life together, which is kind of hard at 21. If you're anything far from that, then you have a lot of building to go. You need patience to be somebody's partner. You need understanding. You need sacrifice. You need to be on the same page. And a lot of the times, us girls think we have this magical trick called changing a man. It's called how to build a man. Like, you don't want that, and I want this, and I don't want that. His hair's too long. His friends are whack. He's not the problem. It's the 9 faras with him that are the problem. So after a while of dating guys like this, he's faras, so he's friends. After dating, having unsuccessful mates, I was saying, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm picking up the wrong men. But it wasn't it. It was just that I was expecting the impossible from someone that literally showed me their true colors from the beginning. So what I tell my girls is, my young ones, okay? When a nigga shows you, listen. You gotta listen, okay? If a nigga, you want a nigga to have a career and take care of you, but he doesn't have a 9 to 5, he doesn't have no job. Every day is like, when are you gonna get a job? Let me help you with your resume. This was me. Let me help you with your resume. Oh, you know, at my job, they have a new opening. The nigga don't care. He did not wake up. He's still sleeping at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So men will tell on themselves. If women, wallahi, just open their eyes and open their ears.
But you have to look, you have to understand that every human has a right to what they want, right?
Yes.
So,
but somebody, if you want something, no man, if I want something, right, and somebody's clearly showing me, they're not even taking steps towards it. It's not like this guy got injured and then he got laid off from his job. You feel me, Mr. Smooth?
No.
Like, there's a difference between putting up pressure, like, oh, some women have like unrealistic standards, right? Like
what are some of the unrealistic standards that you feel women have?
Okay, when I was younger, there used to be this thing where nobody wanted to date a guy that was not in university. That was big in my friends group.
That's why I went to university.
Yeah, the first thing, the first thing somebody would say is, oh, it's in university, what program does he take? And like, you could not date a guy that was not in university when you were in university. It just like,
it was ab.
It was so ab. It was like, he didn't go, even if he's like old and he didn't even graduate at a certain time, we looked at him and was like, oh, he's like, it's like, why are you not in Jama'at? Like, we're in university, why don't we just date guys from university? So it was a kind of hard pressure that we put on ourselves. Because then imagine you're single, you can meet a great guy, maybe he's doing mechanic work or like hands-on jobs, and he completely didn't make the cut because he's not in university with you. And that's one of the things that I regret in life.
So you guys are blocking blessings.
Absolutely. We are blocking blessings, but the older you get, you see the same guy that's university graduate and he ain't doing shit with his life. So in the end of the day, it's certain things. Yeah, talk Allah. Certain things, absolutely. Put certain things into perspective. It's not about the degree, and it's not about how much the person makes, but are they willing to take care of the family? Not even willing. Can he take care of the family in other means? That's what I mean. Can he be a man in another way? Like, just because he's not a doctor or aspiring to be like an accountant, as long as he's working very hard and he's meeting his goals as a family man and stuff like that, right now I'll be okay with it. Right now, absolutely. Like, you don't even have to finish university for me.
But
like,
you do know, like, after marriage, a woman can make or break a man. Do you understand that?
Absolutely.
So if a guy is working and he has his life together before he's married, and then you do get married and calamities come as you age a lot more, that could change the dynamics of your marriage. I believe that you should focus on character, because the character itself is the only thing that will stay with a person the entire journey of their life. Because we are the same we were when we were 8 years old. We're the same people. But life either makes people or breaks people. There's 3 types of people in this world. There's winners, there's losers, and then there's winners who just didn't figure it out yet. But you do not know what you're going to get on the other side of marriage, right?
Absolutely. It's a black box. We say it all the time.
Black box.
But you know what it is, though? As women, let me tell you something. As women, we have like a schedule for our life. And that's what puts pressure into relationships. We feel like, wallahi, like, especially like when you're grown, you're like, okay, boom, boom, we're talking stage, boom, boom, where we're at stage, okay, boom, boom, 1 year later, like, fam, like, what's this guy talking like? You see other people, like, it's a social pressure all the time. Like, what's wrong? I always said, many of the times why I didn't reach my goal, I guess, into being married or completing the rest of my deen is because you can meet the right guy, but it could be the wrong time, and then you could put added pressure. I believe in everything is about timing, right?
And that's controlled by Allah.
Absolutely. But even then, with men, I feel like, do you guys don't believe that men waste women's time?
Big facts.
Big fact.
And I have this thing. Men, you can literally tell them, okay, this is what you don't want? Okay, then I'm gone. But he wants to be everywhere playing, what do you call it, Chris Brown, why'd you leave me? What are you doing? Boy, check in the kawad. Like, I'm going right and you're not coming right with me, so you're getting left. So what do you want?
But do you know why
that is? It's a reoccurrence, though.
That's also the same thing for women doing that to guys, where it's not about men or women.
It's always men.
No.
90% of the time.
That is
no.
You met women that want... You guys, let's not have to... I'm saying there's
You've been taking advantage of
There's a reoccurring theme of of women dating men and having an end goal, and the men are not meeting that end goal and just wasting your time. I've had situations like that.
No, but what do you consider? What do you consider
Wasting my time. I'll give you a personal experience right now. My partner right now that I'm with, we revisited our relationship. So we broke up sometime in our life.
Yeah.
And we weren't together for a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
Why did we break up?
We don't know. Tell us.
In the beginning, we had a set goal in life. Okay, well, you do this, you do that, we get here, we get there, and then when we're ready, let's settle down. When I say right guy, wrong time, with him, his main issue was he was very controlling. I wouldn't say too controlling, but I'm one of those people, like, you cannot tell me what to do because I already think that I have a mind. And when a guy tells you where to go, what not to do, who to talk to, I feel like I'm being belittled. Like,
you're not having it.
Now you're trying to babysit me.
No, you're not having it. I know.
You know? But he's a great guy, great guy in all aspects. But I thought, if somebody tells you, yo, right now your aunt tells you, can't go here, you can't go. You'd be like, I'm a grown-ass man. Like, what do you think? You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like a woman could do that because, I'm building you. I tell you what's dangerous for you. But the other way around, it feels like almost like a baby. Yeah. I feel like a woman could have that open.
No. That's not how life works. You can't say.
No.
You can't say
You're
that.
right. You're
You
right.
tell us.
You could be a parole officer. I will be the warden.
Yes, I believe that. Why not?
No. He's saying warden like he's higher than the parole officer.
No, absolutely not.
He
I'm
is.
higher than that.
And that's facts. And that's facts.
I feel like the gender role is supposed to be like that. I tell you, hey, you've been out too late. It can't be the other way around.
I can't tell you you've been out too late. What does that mean?
I mean, you could suggest it, but...
No, I'm telling you facts to your face.
Let's get back to the story.
It's a woman's role, right?
I felt like we were not in the same page in life. We were both great characters. No beef, no nothing. We were just not seeing eye to eye in certain things. And alhamdulillah, we parted our ways. We're friends. We stayed in contact. Whatever. Second time around, right now, when we're back at this plan, we're much more serious. Things that we used to argue about as we don't have any of that reoccurring theme of no, my way or your way. Or now when we're adults, much older than we were when we first met, our minds are much clearer. Even when I feel like I'm doing too much, I'm like, okay, it's teamwork. We know where we're at in life. We know we both want. We're having adult conversations, and we're finally on the same page.
Yes.
And you know when a guy's on the same page, when you're like, okay, when you're ready to get married, give me your wedding number. I'm getting. I'll call him tomorrow.
Big energy.
That's energy. And a lot of women, they're waiting for that energy from the wrong men. Not every guy's gonna give you that energy.
No, but some girls.
Allah writes for you too.
No, but let me tell you the truth though. Some girls.
I had multiple chances to marry other niggas.
Yeah. I believe that.
And I just circled back. I want to double back, and I came right back. And it's not even something I was looking to do. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, but women, in the sense of that though, they believe love conquers all. But that's cap. Love don't pay the bills.
No.
But love don't pay the bills.
You're right.
When shit gets real, where did love go?
You know what I tell people?
You know what I mean?
A lot of people are single at their adult age, over 25 years single. But you think people have not been in love before?
Yeah.
Everybody has been in love before.
That's
Nobody at 26, all my friends around me, and I tell them, have you been? Every single friend I have had that's single right now has been in love before. Love is not enough. It's about understanding. It's about compromise. No, it's about understanding. It's about compromise.
Outside the camel.
And it's about. I feel like deal breakers is big, and what do you want to accomplish in life? Some people only want to talk about dunya. He has to have a career, he has to have this. No, sometimes I don't even like a guy that I have to tell to pray salah. It turns me off right now. I'm an adult age. There's certain things that turn me off. When I was younger, I didn't care if a guy prayed salah. I was always saying, you know what I'm saying? But the older you get, you notice some men are not praying at their big 30 years age. You get what I'm trying to say?
No,
so personally, that would be my deal breaker. What would you feel like would be a compromise for you? A girl that you would be with that you like a deal breaker, or something she has to change from herself?
No, but that's the thing. No, yeah, that's the thing with me though.
You don't think too deep.
Nah, it's not too deep. I'm a simple person, but it's also at the end of the day, everybody has their own journey. You know what I mean? And I leave it to that because I'm not the guy that's ever gonna tell someone, yo, you need if I meet a girl and she's not wearing a hijab,
you're okay with
I'm not the dude that's gonna say, yo. Fix up, put her on a hijab. That's not my place.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's her journey. That's between her and her Lord. But I can say, you you look nice in a hijab. I could say, but I won't do that.
That comes from a beautiful place of understanding. But what's not going to happen is sometimes men have an idea of the person that they want to be with, and if you're not fitting that role, me, like right now, would you prefer to marry, or do you really don't mind? You don't care what the girl wears?
No, I don't. You
have no care.
No,
okay, that's cool. Because there's some men, it bothers them from the inside, and they don't know how to communicate that.
No.
And then later on in their life, they'll be like, but you weren't doing this, you weren't doing that. Nigga, like, when do we have that conversation? Yeah. Communication is big
I'm a
too,
speaker. I'm gonna let you know.
So
I'm gonna let you know that if you're half stepping, full stepping, whatever you're stepping, I'm gonna tell you, live in what you are. Don't come to me with some craziness and be like, oh my God, this, that. No. If this is who you are, this is who you are. Show me who you are. I'm gonna show you who I am. I'm gonna accept you. You accept me. It's that simple.
But let me ask you a question. Do you see that women hide who they are?
Facts. They have to. They have to. They get you with the Oscar performance. They get you with an Oscar performance.
Okay, let's not do this, men and women. I'll tell you what women do.
The Oscar performance.
Fake it till they make it. Right?
That's facts.
That's facts. Wallahi.
Facts.
And women, they tell on themselves after a while. You're right. Everybody's polished in the beginning. Like, I want to be cute. I want to be nice. I want to be polished. Like obviously you're not gonna share your secrets with the person. You know you want to be polished. But wallahi, women cannot live in a lie. Men could dead ass kawal you. Like, you don't know that nigga from nowhere. Like, I know you know you.
No, there's girls that can live in it though. There's girls that can live. You know how much dudes. You know how much dudes. You know how dudes talk to girls, and she's the best girl. She's everything. Boom. Then he says, you know what? He goes to the homies. He
don't
comes.
Do that. Don't do that.
Wait, hold on. No.
We live in a circle that everybody knows each other in this whole city.
Stop it.
Really?
No, yes. That's cap. No, that's cap. Now, guys are more willing to take what you tell them and live it. Girls, they're doing the whole FBI, CIA background check on everything. By the time,
that's understandable.
That's understandable. Yeah. But by the time a homie goes, let's say I'll talk to a girl 4 or 5 months. She's the best coach. Everything. I say to the homies, yo, you know what? This girl's all those things and everything I need. You know what I mean? We've been, doing the 1-2 bullshit, chopping it up. You know what? I'm gonna take this girl serious. I'm gonna take her serious and think.
Okay.
Now you take her serious and everything, and now you're seeing traits that you don't like because shit got real. You want to now pursue a life with her. Of course. Now she's showing you more and more. You're like, what's
wrong with this girl?
What's wrong with her?
That happened.
She wasn't moving like that before.
I believe that.
Like, so how's that fair to men?
But
how's that fair?
I'll be honest with you. As I'm older now, I got more experience. Nobody gives a flying shit about your feelings as a man. You should not be even thinking about your feelings. You should be thinking about your responsibilities, because life's only going to get harder for you as a man. Mm-hmm. If you keep complaining about how girls are doing this and that, who cares? They can say what they want, do what they want. It's your responsibility, not theirs, to make sure that the house works. So when I was younger, I used to, I'll be brutally honest, when I was younger, I used to say women...
That's a good understanding. Can we repeat that? No, nigga, I'm living to hear that. No, that was deep.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that could come from you. That was amazing. Oscar winner performance.
Listen, when I was younger, I used to...
You said it is on you.
When I was younger, I used to look at it like, whoa. They're crazy. Yeah. Because I looked at it like they're a burden. Because I didn't understand the value of a woman until I touched a camel.
This guy had his camel fetishes. I was taking you serious, and then you started joking around with stuffed animals. Be serious. Put a serious face on.
I'm dead ass serious. Are you Somali?
If you're not,
are you Somali?
To the core.
So how come you do not know what a camel is?
We know what a camel is.
You don't know what a camel is. If you knew camels, you would understand what I'm talking about.
Serious face. Now go back to the point that you were making, because that was an awesome point, and I want that a lot of people to foster that information.
Look, I'll break it down.
It does not matter if your little feelings are hurt,
no,
Abdi.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not. It's not about your feelings.
Because you need to make you have to
your
make this
feelings matter. Don't worry. I support the band.
No,
your feelings matter.
No, your feelings.
You can say no all day.
Growing up, I didn't have the example of what a man is in my household, so I had to learn the hard way what it means to actually be a man, and I learned that through camels.
I respect that. So now,
you don't know.
So now, let me tell you guys something. Right? For me, as when I was younger, and I used to look at marriage, I just used to look at it like, you know what I mean? has hell all day. Your parents into governor can has had guri adisena. You're gonna be blessed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in your head, you're like, oh yeah, like I can just get a shorty, come bring her to Hoya, say Hoya, I'm trying to marry this girl, and she's gonna do everything for me, and I'm gonna get a goodie and everything. But you don't think of the responsibilities, the bills, the children, all that stuff. You don't think about those things, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So
When you're young,
alhamdulillah, when I was younger, I didn't get married, but that just wasn't for me, right? But now, as I've gotten older, I would say 85% of my homies from the sandbox that I rock with are married, are happily married.
Beautiful.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So now, when I sit down and they talk to me,
I say you could.
I listen. No, but I listen and I learn. Like, one homie does this, one homie does. Everybody's marriage is gonna be different. No one's married. But none of my homies' marriages are the same. None of my homies' relationship with them and their wife is the same. But what I do understand is my homies are hard workers.
Absolutely.
My homies take care of the crib.
Yeah.
My homies do their responsibilities and take care of what they need to take care of. So now as I've gotten older, when I was younger, I used to look at girls like, oh, who's the prettiest girl? Who, you know what I mean, is rocking around with the drip? Who's walking around with all of that? Who's the girl that has all these followers? Who's that one? I want to chase that one. I want to get the prettiest girl in the room. But if we're gonna be real, we're gonna keep it trill. Now, as most men get older, they look at women.
Foundation.
They look at women as, can this woman be the mother of my children?
Of course.
Can this woman take care of a household?
Absolutely.
I don't care how you look, because at the end of the day, looks and all of that are gonna fade.
Facts.
So can I trust this woman with that responsibility of a whole household? That's how men look at women now.
You said
it's different.
85% of your friends, guy friends, are married, and they all have different dynamics in their household. It's good for people to look at that. Life is different from every single angle. No two relationships are the same.
Ever.
And I always tell people that.
Ever.
I feel like, and you know how like certain standards are put on women, like, you know, when they say, oh, can she be the mother of my children? Some people look at a girl with no hijab as she cannot be the mother of my children. Some people look at a girl that doesn't wear hijab, she could be the mother of my children. Or if she works, everybody has a different standard of that itself.
Of course,
could she be the mother of my children?
Of course,
that standard is what gets a lot of people lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Like, she's not enough, or you're not good enough, or you didn't do that for me. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, you're making me look crazy out here. Like, so when niggas don't take a nigga serious, like, because of how his wife either dresses, acts, like if she's out here, like, I don't know, if your wife is a bottle girl in the city or something, like I've seen this reoccurring theme where men wife shame, but nobody's out here husband shaming. No one's out here saying your husband does this or my husband does that. And it's always about the woman again. Does she dress enough modestly? Does she have a good job? Does she stay home? Or she out here in these hookah spots? She's out here at these clubs. There's levels to even wives. Some people were like, are you crazy? I remember a guy from my neighborhood, he said, if niggas, which one is my wife? I don't want her. I'm like, do you want me to go back to my mother's womb? Tell me about that.
That's crazy. That statement.
I cannot speak on that. I do not know that.
A group of girls, if somebody can say that's your wife, I don't want her.
I'm not lying to you. That's like a wild statement. You feel me? So like, I don't know.
You do understand that? A lot of men have this, like, my wife doesn't, and that's not my wife. My wife.
No. I understand the logic and where you're coming from. The point of it, where you come from. I get it.
Yeah, a lot.
But it's like
a reoccurring theme in the Somali community.
But that's a reoccurring
You are
theme.
right.
No, you're 100%. No, you're 100% right on that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is more of how men think,
because
as I feel as
reflection
young.
of them.
No, even as young.
Your wife,
as young.
The point is that your wife, whatever she does or how she acts, is a reflection of who you are as a man.
No, it's
the
true.
Somali community.
And the Somali community, no, in the Somali community, it's facts.
We're talking about the Somali community because we're three Somalis here.
Yeah.
Isn't it the same way
Every
for women,
single
though?
day, even when you're dating, no, because
Isn't your husband going to be a reflection of you?
He should be, but guess what? Women, we would like to think that we have that much control in how a guy looks. A guy's gonna do whatever he feels like he wants to do at that given moment. But as women,
Not every men are like that.
Not all women are, not all men are like that. But what I'm saying is, why is that idea is only put on women and some men, not all men. Like, no one's gonna be like, oh my god, I seen your husband at the hookah spot at 10 o'clock in the night. Like, so, like, nobody can, like, you guys don't have that social pressure. You get it? But for females, like, don't.
I've had guys
pressure, like that pressure from our community to act a certain way when you're married. Men, I've never heard of somebody saying, oh, her husband was it. It's like nobody even thinks that way unless he's out here cheating on her, like doing crazy things. But him just being somewhere out of the ordinary, it will never make public news.
I understand.
Certain girls, it's like they even shame each other. Like, oh, I don't go there.
But that's,
I don't do that. I'm a wife. It's a wife.
No, but if you guys are putting that pressure on yourself as well. No, there's girls that do it to themselves too. There's girls that say to each other. Yeah, there's girls that say to each other like, oh, like I can't be there. I won't go there. Yeah. But if you guys are also putting that on it, now it's becoming even bigger pressure, right? So now it's everybody. You're looking at it.
Society sometimes it pollutes your mind, right? To thinking that there's only one way to do things. First of all, we're Muslims, so a lot of our ways that we act and we social interact comes from our deen. I feel like society pollutes your mind, you guys. So I feel like men don't have that same pressure put on them. I've never really hear, her husband, he was here. Like it's not. You'll see that few girls will have that kind of conversation, but for the most part, it's about a wife. Oh, I'm married, I can't do this. Or I'm like things that you used to do as a regular girl, like kicking in the hookah spot with your friends, weird stuff like that. It's like, your wife. You can't even, if you go to an old girl vacation, it's like, oh, is she divorced? Why is she on a vacation with the girls? Shaking their ass.
No. If you're on an all girls vacation, that's okay.
Yeah, but
if you're on a vacation with dudes, cut her ticket, come right back.
We're talking about how life works.
So we do agree though that there's a bigger pressure put on. Even when
there's different pressures on men versus women.
Fact. More pressure
there's
on women.
Different pressures. I cannot say there's more because I do not know what's on the other side of marriage.
Can I ask you something? Men have only one responsibility is to take care of us. In 2021, we're helping you guys. So 50-50. Your only responsibility, we came halves. One thing I'll tell you guys about this. I don't believe men have the audacity to give women social, put me in a box of what I can and cannot do or where I can and cannot meet them, because I feel like the only responsibility you guys have is to put a morsel of
you already said that, and I agree.
Whatever in my mouth.
Thank you for belittling me again. Move on to what do you really need to have in order when it comes to marriage, because it's different when you're 20 versus when you're 25, when you're 30. Because when you're 20 years old, you're looking at superficial things. Oh, this person looks good. I'm in love.
Yeah.
You get married.
Yeah.
And then it's baptized by fire. Then you're 25 years old. Now you're both finished school or whatever it is, and now you want to build a life together. So you're looking at the bare minimum of just, are you working and are you ready to do this together? Boom. When you hit 30, it's a whole different ball game because you got a whole lot of stuff that you went through when you were younger, and you have to take into that account that those negative things that you went through also are things that you need to think about. But it is dangerous to write somebody off based on your past experiences, because you do not know what is going to happen on the other side of that meher. So we should talk about, what do you guys think are characteristics or things that need to be discussed before getting into marriage?
Honestly, I feel like you guys, before people get married, I'm speaking from a single person's point of view, so don't take this as a view of someone who's married or anything. Nobody say, oh my God, Smooth told me this and it didn't work. This is just Smooth talking, so I'm just talking from myself first, and then whoever wants to listen. If you don't, it's the least. So I'm saying, it's just, I feel like you just have to have an open line of communication about what your expectations are. So what do you expect from the marriage? So before you get into this marriage, like, what do you want from me? What are my responsibilities? What are your responsibilities? In the household, what do you want done that you can do? Okay, you cook the food, I clean the dishes. You clean the house, I take out the garbage. Like, I go get groceries, you know what I mean? You do some, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Just whatever it may be, I feel like at the end of the day, communicate that. Because you don't need surprises within the marriage. You don't need to get married and then someone saying, oh, do this, do that. Like, what? We never talked about that. Like, you never told me I have to do this. Because sometimes people will use any excuses. And now also I feel like you need a lot of patience. You need a lot of patience. Because at the end of the day, your marriage could start out the greatest thing in the world. It could be the best day. It could be all bliss, all sunshine, all everything, and a calamity can hit. that's when you know what real life is. So what do you do in that situation? Are you patient? Are you willing to work? Are you willing to work with that person and go through the bottom to get back to the top? Just because you were used to the top and you don't have the top no more, is it like, okay, yeah, now I'm out of here? Are you willing to work? Are you willing to do the hard work that it takes for a marriage? Because a marriage is not easy. It's hard. And then now, what are your responsibilities if you have children? If you both decide to have children? Like, am I going to do the day shift? Are you going to do the night shift? Am I going to wake up in the middle of the night? Because your wife can't wake up every single time. Are you going to give the kid the milk? Are you going to change diapers? Is she going to teach you that? I just feel like
a huge communication.
I feel like, yeah, the main thing is talk. Like, that's what I feel like the problem is with everybody. I feel like people are not willing to talk. People are internalizing things. And once you internalize things, I feel like everybody bursts. Everybody has a boiling point.
Let me tell you something. A lot of the problem with women, and I've been there before, is we romanticize the dating phase so much. And we focus so much on, oh, did he buy me flowers? And what's his love language? That we don't look at, what's our 10-year plan with this guy? Because you know, when you grow up, you know, I always thought people get married, they love each other forever, and if they divorce, it's because the man cheated on them. I had that ideology for a very long time. Very dumb. I know you guys are giving me a stare, but I always thought something dramatic happens and then you get divorced. You know, people stay in their households and they don't talk to each other for months and for years. And it can,
terrible.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with infidelity. It's literally two people that cannot stand each other because of their characters.
It's not only
because characters, no patience, no sabr. One side and one person might be thinking one way, the other person's not willing to meet you halfway. So exactly what Nomad said, it starts at the character, and how Smooth said, line of communication. The person's bad, a personality that's never going to change. So I have this, I'm very passive aggressive, you know, I'm the youngest.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Hey, I'm the youngest of 7 children, 5 of them being women, and people used to be a little bit afraid of me in my house. I am very intimidating for the youngest. You know, when you think the youngest gets punked old, they're like, what happened? Like, look at the difference of raising children, you know? So I know, like, going into relationships, I'm very passionate about certain things, and I don't let go of certain things. So as I grow older, I've learned to dim it down a little bit, because so I'm coming from a perspective where I have I have a partner, and we're on our road to getting married. Inshallah. Keep us in your dads. And a lot of the times, what we speak about is like, okay, you know, you've always had this role where, okay, you pay bills, you do this, you do that. Me, Bella, I have a lot of roles in my house. So I feel like sometimes when I talk to guys in a sense where you need to do that. Like, I'm so used to telling people what to do, and it kind of throws men off.
Facts.
So let me tell you something. My spouse, the first date that we had, I told him where he was taking me. And then he said, but I don't want to go there. I have a reservation somewhere else. Guess what I said? No, somebody's going to see you with me. I don't want to go there.
That's how.
And you know what he said to me? He said, I didn't think I wanted to go on a second date with you. Allah, he said that to me. And then I went on that, like, he took me to that restaurant. I was like, oh, if somebody sees me, I'm gonna die. You know, I don't. God, it's my first date. Why do I want to see? Why do I want to be seen with him? So guess what? We went on the first date, a lovely date, had a great time. Then I was telling him, like, he had other plans to take us somewhere else, and I'm like, no, I have to go. I had nowhere to go. I said I have to go home. I need to be. My excuse was I have to fold some booses. I don't know what month it was, nigga. I said I have to fold some booses. Are you not? The story doesn't end. So guess what happens? He drops me off at home. I have my friend to pick me up. I go somewhere with her. He ends up coming to the place. Then he told me I was never gonna take you on a second date ever again. He said, not only are you crazy, you're a pathological liar. And you know what I told him that day? He said, why did you cut the date short? I said, it had nothing to do with you. You're a great person. You know when you're just young and you don't know what you're doing and you're just you know?
You're figuring out life.
And I'm like, anyway, why are you asking me? Like, I was just aggressive. Like, nigga, I could do whatever the hell I want to do. Like, I had this mentality, I could do whatever I want. And now I feel like in life, it doesn't work like that. This is a communication line. It's for two people. You got to meet people halfway. I know when to bite my tongue. I'm learning that as I'm not a wife, but as a woman, partner.
You're not a woman until you have kids.
Absolutely. No, but what I'm saying is changing. You could kind of, you know how you're saying your character, you're always going to be the same. You're right. I'm always going to be like my way or the highway. But sometimes the older you get comes wisdom, right?
You're willing to compromise.
You're willing to compromise, and you're willing to look at your downfall and things that don't add to the relationship. You're just hindering it, right? So if I'm always trying to tell them what to do, how to do it, I don't care I don't care personality. A lot of people go into marriages, I don't care, this guy can't do nothing to me. Like, they have like so much power, like they have the will of Allah in their hands, like they could do whatever they want. That kibr has to end sometime in life. Kibr is what ruins a lot of relationships, and people don't even know it. The little thing is, Islamically, you know how you're supposed to tell your man, oh, where you're going, or this is where I'm going. Ask a girl right now in 2021 if she's telling her man, if she's even getting that confirmed.
But the thing is, like, as a man, I think you shouldn't care what a woman says or does, because she's gonna live her life, and you have a separate life. You have to focus on building a life together.
Yes.
And me personally, I think the most successful way a marriage is gonna work is if you do have two separate lives. But before you get married,
no, you have to have a separate life. It makes me cringe, those husband and wife that 7 days a week they were together. They have no friends. Like, he's my friend, he's my bestie.
But that's their choice. If they want to do that, and it works for them,
no. Cringe. It's cringe.
Some people like that.
Imagine girls' night and your husband's with me. Cringe.
I don't agree. No, man. I'm on Bella's side.
I'll only agree one case scenario. One case. If my husband is, maybe I marry a guy from like Amsterdam and I bring him to the country. No, he's from Amsterdam. It's not going to work for me. It's for me. It's cringy for me.
It's not going to work for me.
If my husband is from like Amsterdam, for me.
It might work for you, no.
It might work for you, man. I feel like you look like the type that want to be with your wife all day, 7 days a week. What I'm saying is, if my husband's from Amsterdam and I sponsored him to Canada, then that's my bestie. Like, he ain't got no niggas. Like, I'm his friend. But we're all living here, cool, big age, and elementary school, high school, and university. There's no reason why you should not have a social group, and I don't have a social group. Y'all are weird. I call people who cannot make friends weirdos. Go make a friends group outside of your husband and your wife and your children. That's weird.
If she doesn't have a life outside of me,
that's weird.
Well, I think different people like different things.
All day.
No, you're right. Different people do like different things.
I'm worried for you when you get into marriage. I don't even know.
I'm on the same boat. I'm on the same boat.
But communication, we're going to talk about financing. Something that people do not usually talk about before they get married, and then they start going crazy on each other.
Before we get into that, since we have a chance and we're on air, would you like to apologize for your behavior when you were younger? Because I think your future spouse would like that apology for that day. I don't think you've apologized.
Yeah.
I'm giving him the rest of my life.
No. That's not it. Brother, I'm here for you. I got you. Are you ready to apologize? We're going to
have halwa and we're going to spend the rest of our life together. You know what I'm saying?
She's not giving the apology.
She does not apologize.
She doesn't apologize.
I told him he won in the end. He's the best thing that ever happened to me in life.
Brother, I tried to get the apology. She's not having it. I tried, brother. I tried for you.
Come on. I went on a date. I just wanted to choose where I want to go. I don't like to be hot.
No. Brother, I'll say it for her. It's hard for her. I'll say it. We are sorry. All right, we're sorry.
We're rooting for you.
Yeah. We're definitely rooting for you.
I've had people tell me, like, I've been with this guy for 10 years, 7 years. We got divorced, and I've never seen him pray salah a day in my life. And then I think to people like that, why'd you wait till the marriage failed to talk about that point? A lot of people don't pray salah.
It's hard to actually have those conversations with marriage. The thing is, marriage is the moment you get married is the moment you start drifting apart. So when we talk about how communication
why do you think that? That's so negative.
No, it's actually true. The moment you get married is the moment you start drifting apart, and that's the moment the work starts with your relationship. And your relationships in all aspects of life require effort.
Super effort.
In all aspects of your life. If you do not understand the importance of relationships, you are not getting that far in life.
Okay, do you guys believe in divorce? Do you believe that there's ever a reason for divorce?
Yeah.
Because when you say effort, right? Effort is not only in the good times. Effort is in the bad times, the hard times. Well, right.
So when it comes to me, my whole life when I was growing up, I feared commitment. I feared commitment so much, I would change my number every 3 months. That's how much I feared commitment.
Because you're giving your number to too much girls, and you don't know who was who.
Anyways, my experience growing up, I didn't like to be tied down. I lived as a free spirit. I enjoyed life. I got to do a lot of different things. I got to experience a lot of different things. I failed a lot, and I learned a lot. Absolutely. And that's what allowed me to understand the importance of value. So I've always looked at life in terms of value, and I've always looked at every single person as somebody who has good in them and somebody that has bad in them. But I only focused on the good characteristics of people, because if you focus on the negative things of, oh, this person did this to me, that person did that to me, you will gain resentment, and with resentment, it will eat you away. And the thing that I appreciate about myself is that I never lived with resentment, alhamdulillah, because in life I really just believed everybody was a good person. And one day I woke up and said, my goodness, this world's tough.
Well, facts.
So, on your point,
people have an idea made up about you. You cannot change it no matter what.
Facts.
So when somebody looks at people, that's why it goes back to being Muslims, right? You give your Muslim brother or sister 70 excuses why they're having the shortcoming, why they're thinking like this, why things might be hard to them. 70 excuses, and after that 70 excuses, then we have a big problem here.
No,
you know.
So, in the sense of your question, where you said about divorce in life, when it came to marriage and these type of things, when it comes to divorce, I feel like for me personally, once again, I'm speaking for Smooth. I'm not speaking for the world.
Of course.
For me, divorce.
We're trying to be real. 100%. Over opinionated.
Yeah,
even if we don't want our opinions.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like for me, divorce.
Unfinished.
It's like it's the last straw. Like I have exhausted everything that I can do to help save this marriage.
Including
I'm gonna
therapy?
do everything it takes. Whatever like thing that is suggested, any suggestion anybody gives me, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna try every last thing. I'm not the person that's gonna give up first try. Yeah. I'm never gonna give up first try, because that's not the person I am. And also what I said to myself, I've always said to myself, and it may be a negative thing and it may be a bar that I set for myself that may come to be a negative, is I never wanted to have, if I do inshallah have children, ever have them grow up without a father.
Absolutely.
So if I somehow happen to get divorced and me and my significant other have issues, I didn't want that to ever affect me raising my kids. So in my head, I said, if I don't get divorced, I'll always be in my kid's life.
Yeah.
So inshallah. So that means whatever it takes, I'm going to do everything it takes to not divorce someone, to not leave that person. I am going to make sure that I put my best foot forward and do my best to be in my children's life and do whatever it takes. I'm never going to give up on the family.
Facts.
That's what I think. So for me, divorce is the most extreme thing and the last option in the world. That's after I've exhausted everything, but that's just me.
Absolutely.
I set myself a goal to get married by the end of the summer this year, inshallah.
Inshallah.
You and me both, brother.
And my experience dating since I came back was...
Good or bad?
It's been tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough out here when you have nice eyebrows.
This guy's so...
Yo! It's like that.
In life, you're going to face a lot of challenges, and you're going to go through life, and you got to learn how to communicate. Now we're going to move into the Somali spotlight, and since we're talking about advice about getting ready for marriage, I thought we should choose another podcast.
Ooh, I'm always uplifting other people that are doing the same thing. Inshallah khair, inshallah you boom just like we boom.
Yeah.
You know, as we all touch the mountaintop, you know, we got to take everybody with us.
Absolutely. So, spread this positivity.
Yeah.
Support your sisters or your brothers.
Hey.
We are supporting our sisters today.
Today's sisters.
We are going to be supporting
Girl power.
Sister Chat. This is a group of very intellectual Somali sisters that share their thoughts and perspectives and break down life lessons they learned and talk about the importance of self-love and positivity for the next generation. And I really admire them for that.
That's beautiful.
I respect that as well.
Not every day 50 came ahead. Sometimes you need to talk about real life, like motivating people to look past certain situations. I've heard about Sister Chat actually. Pretty lit.
Very.
So, Sister Chat, you know, this is Smooth speaking from the Unfinished podcast. And listen, sometimes, you know, collaboration is a great thing.
Yep.
So if you guys would like
Teamwork
to,
makes the dream work.
If you guys would like to, you know, come on our show or we come on your show and we talk and have different talks and chats about life and whatever it may be, because Bella, sometimes she needs some support.
Absolutely.
And,
they got me here,
and if she got a whole table of sisters to help her out, you guys are always welcome at our table, and we're always willing to help out other people. So if you guys want to reach out, we're here for you, and we're supporting you just like you guys. If you guys are supporting us, we appreciate that.
They are
same way they're supporting us. So we appreciate the love, and the love is the same, and our door is always open for any advice, any help, and anything you guys can help us with. We'll reach out. Just know it's a love. It's a love.
It's all love. Always love.
Yeah.
And glad tidings to the believer today is I like to see us talk about something that's more prevalent than anything else that you need to pay attention to, that a lot of us forget. And once you get married, Iblis is going to come for you guys. And the number one sin that Iblis loves is a divorce.
SubhanAllah. I heard that later on in my life, and that scared me so much, because you look at people and you think, fam, they're such perfect for each other. You don't know what went wrong, and it's like you don't know that it took people. The third person's a shaitan.
Yeah,
and it's crazy.
It's great in every room.
That's why you need the deen to kind of hold you guys up and give you that sabr and that foundation. That's why I tell people, deen is a big aspect in keeping ties.
Definitely, and that's why we chose a verse from Surah Al-Isra, and Allah says, indeed, Satan induces dissension among them. Indeed, Satan is ever to mankind a clear enemy. And I'm going to tell you guys about my preparation for marriage. Number one thing that I used to worry about when I was younger is the fitna of women and conquering your desires. Because as a guy, once you get married, they're coming for you all the time because you're not paying attention. Now you are attractive.
Hot commodity.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, my husband's going to have a blurred face. And I tell my dude all the time, the day I marry you, blurred face, nikah, blurred face, side profile. Is this guy her Abu? Who's this guy? It's always going to be that type of party. Because men, for some reason, that washed brother becomes like... I don't know what they become when they get married. It's like, woo! It's like, oh, who's that?
It's not that.
It becomes, no, I'm saying it's not like artificial like that. But what I'm saying is the fitna around him becomes more prevalent. Things, he could fall into sin more.
Very much.
Because
it's hard out here for a husband.
Yeah. Every woman around you is a strange woman for you, regardless if she doesn't. If she could break her salah in your wudu, she's a stranger to you, right?
Definitely.
So
that's why
you're talking about the workplace, everywhere.
That's why it's I really focused on conquering my desires because I love women, and that is the most.
Right, lowering your gaze, brother. You're gazing.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy.
It's more so about conquering your own desires, because your biggest weakness is women, and you need to understand that it's a weakness before you can become strong against it. Because as you age and as you become stronger mentally and physically, hopefully, inshallah, the challenges grow. And the most important thing is to build a family and to build a life and to help the community around you.
Nothing good comes from division. So I always tell people, take it slow, and really, really look into what it is that you're signing up for the rest of your life. I know a lot of sisters that even say, okay, even if I choose a practicing brother, there's practicing brothers that end up divorcing their wife, right? So we can't put everything, we can't put brothers that are practicing on a higher pedestal only because they have the religion. People have calamities. Yeah, tests comes. No, but a lot of people think that. And I told you, some people are delusional, and and it's not. And sometimes it could be not because of your fault. It could be just things happen. You're told, okay, don't date the AL, so date the good guy. Okay, the school guy's cheating on you. Like, you don't know where to go. I'm not talking about for myself. I'm talking about for the me. I'm great where I'm at, honey. I done stumbled, but you know what I'm saying. I'm jackpot cha-ching right now. I'm straight. What I'm saying is, in the future, I don't know what my marriage gonna hold, right?
Yeah, facts.
And I've seen so much things happen around me that now, like, I feel like I was those naive people. Like, I just thought marriage was smooth. Two people love each other. How can they divorce? How can people hate each other? Wallahi, now is the reality sinking. Like, reality is that you might literally move in with this guy and he's nothing like the guy that you were dating or you were with or you were speaking or you were getting to know. He put his best foot forward. And then you come here and two people, I've seen people divorced in less than 1 year. People say, like, it's her fault. It's you know, it's a girl's fault. She's crazy. It's crazy. No.
There's both sides. No, there's a story. There's both sides to every story.
Like, it's insane. The amount of fitna going around, right? And so we have to obviously take shield from one thing and one thing only, and that is from Shaitan. He is our enemy. He's not our wali. He is our enemy. Anyway, he is our enemy, and we should treat him as an enemy. And when we treat somebody as an enemy, what do? We take heed. And how do we take heed? Holding onto the rope of Allah, saying your adhkars, praying your salah, and having good hope of your brother or your sister. You know, everybody was like, Somali guy, do this. You know, I always say I'm not an angry black woman. I'm always going to marry a Somali guy. I love Somali guys.
Preach.
Period. We have to be an ummah that sticks together, but we can only stick together and get better in life if we're both in it to win it.
Facts. And
it's go time, fam.
No, that's facts. So before we leave, I'm gonna leave you guys like, you know, since we're talking about divorce and all that, I'm gonna leave you guys with a positive story. You know what I mean? Just something to let you guys know that, you know, Somali men are the shit, and we make sacrifices.
Somali men do not cheat.
No, that's facts. All black men don't cheat. So when we were little, me and my little cousins growing up, my uncle and my aunt, they're married. Alhamdulillah, they're still married today, happily, you know, doing their thing. So my aunt, she wanted to pursue a career in teaching. And that meant that she wouldn't be at the house to take care of my little cousins as much. So that meant she had to do night classes, she had to do schooling, she had to do her like practicum and all of that. So she went and she sat down with my uncle and told him, hey, listen up, I'm trying to get my stuff together, go to school and get an education because I'm a smart woman. And my uncle looked at her and said, you know what, I'm gonna cut back on some shifts and I'm gonna let you do your thing. So she went, she did her thing, she got her paper, she, you know, alhamdulillah, was certified to be an educator. Now at the end of it, when it's all said and done, you know, my uncle's like, hey, congrats, everything's good, he's happy for it and everything. Then she looked at him and said, yeah, now I want to work. Homie wasn't ready for that. He looked at her and said, hold up, that wasn't part of what we talked about.
No, I seen an episode like this on TV.
Yeah, no, this is real life, man. She's like, hey, not my fault. Listen, more bread coming into the crib, we go figure it out. And guess what they did? They figured it out. He didn't say to her, oh, you have to stay at home, you have to be this, you have to be that.
But your uncle's not boss-minded. He's such that's one in a million. But that's the example. Every girl that's the example. That's trying to transcend from.
That's a negative mindset.
Yeah, you can't. This is I'm telling you, this is like a positive example, beautiful. And this is what I grew up seeing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is setting these type of things is what I'm looking at when I'm thinking about marriage. I have to think about, oh, look at this. This is a grown man. This is my uncle. This is the man that handled the bills, and he's willing to talk and compromise and do things for the betterment of his family. And I gotta respect that. So these are the examples I'm coming up with, and I'm letting you know that Somali men were kings. My uncle, big king. Shout out to you, homie. Shout out to you.
Yeah,
life is unfinished.
Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. I'll see you guys next week.
Woo!
No. Can I say one last thing, you guys?
Go right ahead. This is Bella with 2 hours.
She gotta have the last word.
Life is two nights. One night is for you, and the second night is against you. And the night that it's against you, you just have to have sabr. And the night it's with you, you need to have humility, and you need to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we leave you with that.
Woo! Bars. And until next time, this is Unfinished. This is Smooth signing out.
Yeah.
It's the Nomad.
Bella with 2 L's.
And we is out. Love y'all.
That was a great one.